You know, I've realized something over the past few years, and it's that the purchases that have had the biggest impact on my life were not the purchases that I was most excited to buy. They're the ones I keep reaching for long after that excitement wears off. If you've watched my channel for a bit, you know that I am super intentional about what I bring into my life, whether it's a handbag, a pair of linen pants, or a skincare tool. I don't want more things. I simply want better things. Looking back, I realized that these products were not impulse purchases. They actually became my habits. And today I want to share the 10 purchases I'd immediately replace if I lost them tomorrow. You know, I've shared this before, but I did try Botox once and it just was not for me. And you know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it if you love it. It just wasn't the path that I personally wanted to continue down. My goal is to simply take great care of my skin and age in a way that feels natural and confident to me. Since then, I've been much more intentional about finding products and routines that I can actually stick with. That's why this red light mask earned its place. I would say I probably use it about 4 to 5 times a week. And a big part of me being able to use it consistently is the fact that it fits into my routine. I tend to use it at the end of the day just because mornings for me are a no-go. I'm always rushing and I'm always doing a billion things before I have to get out the door. But when I get home at night, I come home, I go into the master bathroom, I wash my face, I dry my face, and then I put my LED red light mask on. It's the first thing I do in order to start my relaxation and to kind of signal to my brain, to my nervous system, that it's time to just relax for the remainder of the day. Now you can multitask when wearing this mask. Sometimes I doom scroll, but most of the time I will just take 10 minutes to close my eyes. Sometimes I will go on my YouTube and find a 10-minute meditation, because what's so great about this face mask is that it has an express LED red light treatment that is 10 minutes. So it goes through 2 red lights and 1 blue light. I use it consistently, not only because it fits into my routine, but also because I've noticed such a big difference in my skin. So much so that for Christmas last year, I asked Michael for the Current Body neck and chest mask because I started to see skincare issues, more specifically in my neck. I noticed my neck was getting a little crepey that I wanted to get ahead of, and I figured why not get red light therapy, because it is something where I've noticed such a big difference within my skin. If my red light therapy mask stopped working today, I would immediately run out tomorrow and replace it, no matter how expensive they may be. I wanted a simple skincare routine that really helped me slow down and be more present. Quite a few years ago, I shifted from using microcurrent products like, you know, the New Face or Medicube, and I started just using a Gua Sha. This has earned its place within my skincare routine because it has become one of my favorite little rituals. I use it about 3 times a week, and I genuinely enjoy slowing down for a few minutes to take care of myself and just give myself a good lymphatic drainage. It feels really good, it's very relaxing, and I feel so much more, I don't know, confident after. You can really tell the difference. My face is way less puffy. I'm also someone where I was not really born with a prominent chin, and so I never realized that a lot of this like puffiness down here, the double chin that I had, was because I needed a good lymphatic drainage. Consistency matters more than perfection. You cannot expect to do this once a week, once a month, and see a difference within your skin. I know that might sound daunting, but these are parts of my day that I genuinely look forward to. It's great for my mental health because I'm sitting down to take the time to myself, letting myself know that I am worth it. Now, in terms of skincare products, I've tried so many brands throughout the year, but I always found myself coming back to Caudalie. My skin loves it, I enjoy using it, and when I run out, I don't start looking for something new. I simply buy it again. And for me, that is such a telltale sign. When I stop looking for the next best thing and just keep buying the same product, I know I found my answer. Over the last year, I discovered the Caudalie, I believe it's called the Vino Perfect Serum. I cannot stop raving about it. My girlfriend told me to try it, I tried it. It's really helped to brighten my complexion. It has helped to even out my skin tone, so much so that I hardly even use concealer anymore. I also recently purchased a Caudalie cream. I forgot what it's called, but I will put a picture of it here on the screen. But another girlfriend had recommended this Caudalie product, and I don't know what it was. It took my 2 girlfriends to be like, try this Caudalie product, try this Caudalie product, for me to finally just get it. I started this Caudalie routine in January. I have noticed such a big difference. So I started using this cream at night. It has really, truly helped to hydrate my skin more than it has ever been hydrated. I am 35 years old. I have dry combination skin, leaning more dry, but I do get a very oily T-zone, especially in the summer. And I have very, very sensitive skin. I am prone to dermatitis. And neither one of these gave me overnight results, but together they've become habits I genuinely enjoy. I can slap these on at night. They feel good. I know they're gonna work. And that's exactly why they've lasted and exactly why I will continue to buy them each and every time I run out of them. One thing I've noticed as I've gotten older is that my cellulite is far more noticeable than it's ever been. And that's completely normal, but I've realized that I simply feel more confident, especially during the summer, when I take care of myself in ways that make me feel good. This has truly become such a game changer for me, and it just makes me feel so much better and so much more confident in the summer, whether I'm at the beach or on the very rare occasions, the very rare occasion that you might find me in shorts. I recently purchased this crazy looking fascia massager on Amazon. I think it was less than $10. I like to take an oil. I will link the oil down below that I bought. I just bought it off of Amazon, and I will put that all over my thighs, all over my booty, and I do 10 minutes on each side. And I just take this massager and I work it into my skin. And what that does is it really helps to work out the fascia. So I'm not a scientist, nor am I a doctor, but basically over time, as you get older, your fascia gets tighter. Just think of it, like as we get older, don't you just feel a little tighter, all right? I don't know about you, but I feel very tight, and crickety a little bit. And as it gets tighter, it just doesn't lay over your muscles as smoothly as it used to when you were younger. So by massaging the tightness out of your fascia, it helps to loosen the fascia and make it more smooth. This way, you don't have those pockets in your fascia, which is where your muscle or your fat, whatever it is, again, I'm not a doctor, it pokes through and it kind of gives you that like cottage cheesy appearance. It's natural. Guarantee that if you do this, you will notice such a big difference. I do just want to tell you that I bruised like a mother the first time that I did this. It looked like someone beat me up. And so just know that when you are doing this, after the first few times, I still do get bruises, and I have been doing this for about 6 weeks now. Not as bad as I did in the beginning, but it was bad after the first time I did it. When I tell you that my legs have not looked this smooth in the last, I would say, at least 10 years. Like, it really makes such a difference. But again, it is another kind of skincare routine where you need to be consistent in order to maintain the results, because the second that you stop, your skin's gonna go right back. This is another product that if I dropped it on the floor and it shattered into a million pieces today, you bet your bottom I would be on Amazon in 2.2, ordering a new one and getting right back into my routine tomorrow. There is nothing better than finding products that give you back time. I love when my hair is done. I just feel 20 times more attractive. I feel 100 times more put together. But I have long hair, I have a lot of hair, and I'm a little lazy in the hair department. Why not wake up looking halfway done? And so my solution to that was to buy overnight heatless curls. I spent literally 5 minutes. It did its job while I was sleeping, and I woke up with beautiful, bouncy hair. It is magical, it is game-changing. I've had this one for so many years. I wanna say I've at least had it for 5 years. If I lost it, if I left it anywhere, I would buy it automatically. I've become such a hair girly in the most fake way because I hate doing it, but you would never know it because my hair, she's always done. Another product that has saved me so much time and has helped me immensely with my confidence is my at-home laser hair removal device. It is amazing. It is game-changing. It has saved me so much time because not only was I so sick of constantly having to shave, especially in the summer, but I was also really sick of just having hair in places that I really didn't want hair. I've been known to have a mustache, I no longer have a mustache though because of my IPL at-home laser hair remover. I have done it so many times. I was so consistent with it. It is kind of a pain in the ass in the beginning because you do need to be so consistent with it, but you will absolutely fall in love with the results, especially if you're someone where you are insecure about certain areas of your body where you have hair. I've been doing this for about 2 years. I probably shave my armpits once every 2 weeks. My bikini line, I can go a good 2 weekends down the shore without shaving, which is so nice. And my legs, the hair comes back, but it comes back so much finer. To feel confident in your body, to feel like you don't need to shave every other day. Like, I am Italian, I am hairy, and I don't have thin hair, babe. I got thick, dark hair, but no longer. She no longer does, thanks to products like the Like IPL laser hair removal. It is amazing. I recommend it all the time for a reason. And if you haven't tried it, girl, I don't know what you're doing. The things I reach for without thinking. Things like my permanent bracelets, my permanent bracelet stack. I love jewelry. Clearly, I'm stacked to the nines at all times, okay? But I wanted jewelry that I didn't have to think about. And so in the morning, a lot of the times I'm rushing. I have 5 bracelets right now that I sleep with, I shower with, I work out with. They do not leave my body. And I came up with this as a solution to the problem being that I would leave the house some days in such a rush, like a little tornado running through my house, grabbing things as I ran out the door in order to catch the bus. That I would leave the home and I would have no bracelets on. And bracelets are a pain in the ass, okay? They're not like rings, they're not like earrings. You can't just slap them on and run. They have clasps, we have long nails, we don't have the time. And so having a permanent bracelet stack has been such a great solution for me, because on the days where I genuinely have no time to throw on anything else, I know that I have those 5 bracelets. This way I can leave the home, go to work, go wherever it is I'm going, and I don't feel naked. I've bought many designer sunglasses in my lifetime, but I really wanted a pair of good sunglasses that I can throw on and not have to worry about them every second. A lot of the times, especially in the summer when I'm bopping from place to place, I have very small handbags. And a lot of the time, those small handbags cannot hold a sunglass case. I decided to look for a good sunglass brand that was affordable but felt elevated. They didn't look cheap, they didn't feel cheap, and you guys know I ended up falling in love with the brand Sojos. I love their sunglasses. Not only are they fashionable, affordable, they're all like $20 or less, but they're also polarized. So the vision that I have when wearing these sunglasses, my $20 sunglasses, are 20 times better than the vision that I have when wearing my $300, $400, $500 sunglasses. So much so to the point that 10 out of 10 times, I don't even reach for my designer sunglasses anymore. It's literally Sojos or nothing. If I lost these at the beach tomorrow, I wouldn't even shed a tear, because I would hop on Amazon, I would buy a new pair for $15, $20, and I'd replace them instantly. I hope that everyone in this lifetime is able to find a clothing brand that works for their figure. I'm 5'4", and finding pants that fit off the rack has always been really frustrating for me, until I found Banana Republic's petite line. They carry so much petite online, it's insane. So if you were someone where you were shorter, you were petite, you were just narrow, give Banana Republic a try. Not sponsored. One day I will be sponsored by Banana Republic. It will happen for me, there is no doubt. But it has been game-changing, and it has really helped me stop buying clothes hoping that I'll make them work. They're going to fit me. I will not have to go to the seamstress. There will be no hemming. Thank you. I'm not gonna talk about this too much, but you have to know, okay, that I'm gonna mention linen pants in this video. I wanted to look put together this summer without overheating, but without wearing shorts. And so linen pants to me is so chic. Mike and I went to dinner last night. We went to this new restaurant. All of the younger women were wearing linen pants, and it made me so happy. They really give that kind of elevated, casual, boho chic vibe. They're breathable, just as breathable as shorts, and way more comfortable in my opinion than shorts. I hope that you all know that if something happened to my linen pants tomorrow, I'd start looking for another pair immediately in a size petite small, because what did I say? What did I say? Banana Republic petite is the way to go, and I absolutely love their linen pants. Could not live without them. I know in this video we talked a lot about products that help me feel my best externally, but I did want to give a shout out to a product that has greatly changed how I feel internally. And I just want to talk about my experience, because again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dietitian, but I have recommended taking Nello, specifically Super Calm, to so many of my friends. It has magnesium, L-theanine, and other just components that helps your body naturally calm down. Like literally it just feels like inhale and exhale. I would say an hour after taking it. If you are someone where you struggle with sleeping, getting a good night's sleep, I highly, highly recommend trying the Super Calm. If you're on social media, I'm sure you've seen Nello everywhere, and I'm just here to tell you that some of the ads are a little ridiculous, okay? But I do notice that when taking the Super Calm, I'm a lot less puffy because it is helping to lower my cortisol levels. But again, I'm not a doctor. Consult your doctor if you're thinking about it, but I highly recommend, and it has personally made such a big change for me in my life. I would run out 1,000 times over and buy it. I've repurchased this product so many times. I literally have it on auto repurchase on my Amazon account. So yeah, needless to say, I would run out tomorrow immediately and get it the second I run out. You know, I think it's really easy to get caught up in buying what's new or what's trendy, you know? But when I looked around my home, I realized that the purchases that have had the biggest impact on my life aren't the flashiest ones. They're the ones that quietly earned their place because they made my everyday life a little bit easier. The best purchases aren't necessarily the ones that make the biggest impression the day that you buy them. One day, you simply realize that you could not imagine your routine without them. And I think that that's when you realize that something has truly earned its place. If your house were to disappear tomorrow, God forbid, what is one product that you would immediately replace? Some of my favorite products have actually come from your guys' recommendations, so do be sure to let me know down below in the comment section. I love you guys so much. If you enjoyed this video, do be sure to give it a big thumbs up down below. Like, subscribe, and share if you have not done so yet. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I really hope to see you in my next one. Bye, guys. Mwah.